So yesterday, the Wall Street Journal reported that President Trump's team is preparing him for a possible sit-down with Robert Mueller. Oh, well, this is going to be good. Robert Mueller is a special counsel looking into the Russia investigation, possible collusion, money laundering, which I think that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to get him on money laundering or some sort of corruption. Now, part of this preparations for this sit-down is a mock interview. Okay, yeah, you sit down with somebody who pretends to be Mueller. I mean, they already have the questions. Those questions already leaked out, so they got the questions. So they can practice with those questions, right? Now, those mock interviews, however, and by the way, that's a great way to practice. If you already have the questions, you can sit down with somebody and you can practice your answer so that you make sure to come out of that interview looking really fantastic, looking really great, and not giving them any other information. Well, how is that going? Apparently, it's going really, really poorly. Now, according to the Journal, in an informal 4-hour practice session, Mr. Trump's lawyers were only able to walk him through a total of 2 questions. 4 hours, 2 questions. Oh my God. Now, it is unbelievable. Now, they note that it was difficult for a couple of reasons. One is actually a pretty legitimate reason. The frequent interruptions on national security matters. Okay, look, again, super understandable. You get interrupted. Hey, we have a development here in North Korea. We have a development here in when it comes to Iran. We have a development here in Iraq, Afghanistan, whatever. And all the myriad of places that we're having to be bombing right now. Okay, I understand that. You're a busy guy. Sure. That's part of it. The other part, according to a person familiar with the matter, was Mr. Trump's loquaciousness. Okay, so look, you might not be familiar with that word. It has a lot of synonyms. What it means basically is that Trump can't shut the fuck up. He talks too much, right? So he talks too much, and that wastes time, and it makes it unable for him to get through more than 2 questions in 4 hours. That is 2 hours a question. That is so fucking sad. Now, look, you could argue why they're even doing this in the first place. And couldn't they just say, thanks, but no thanks, Mueller? I'd rather do written questions. I mean, look, Republicans are like, oh, you know, don't even meet with Mueller. You don't have to meet with Mueller. Well, actually, you might actually have to meet with Mueller. Look, if Trump decides not to grant Mueller a voluntary interview, then it becomes involuntary. The special counsel could end up issuing him a subpoena to talk. Ooh, which would be bad, because that would end up in, of course, a rather lengthy legal fight. So they're prepping him just in case. But as I said before, Trump is incredibly difficult to work with because he's a moron. Okay, he doesn't read briefings. We know that. We've known that for a long time. He ignores his advisors unless they say things that he likes. Okay, fair enough. He has 0 attention span. Back in one of his first trips, I believe it was the Asia trip, it was revealed that they would try to get him to listen to briefings. First of all, it started out with a page, right? Page briefing, then it went to a half-page briefing full of killer maps and graphics. Right? Because he loves maps and graphics. And it seems like he has no attention span. And then, for the Asia trip, they decided, you know what would get his attention? Tweet size length briefings. Let's all condense it into a tweet. That was back when it was 140 characters, by the way. That's sad. So sad. And look, some of the other briefings that had to be a little bit longer because not everything fits in a freaking tweet. They had to pepper his name through it so that he would remain interested in reading the briefing. This is really boring. Ooh, Trump. Ooh, that's my name. Hey, look at that. It's my name. God, he's such a fucking moron. I hate this guy. I'm especially angry today, if you didn't notice. But look, he gets easily agitated too. At his advisors, of course, there's all sorts of different stories of him yelling at different advisors and firing them on a whim, and then undercutting them, saying one thing and then doing another completely different thing later on. He's pretty much impossible to work with. So, and again, for the life of him, he can't shut up. And that is the biggest problem in this interview. And his advisors know it. They're like, we can't get this fucking moron to shut up. Like, we can't get him to not go off on some ridiculous tangent where he incriminates himself. Because he already has. He has admitted to obstruction so many times. He can't stop himself. He is literally incapable of stopping himself. Because he is not a smart person. He is not a very stable genius, okay? I mean, it's not...
And then they say, there's Donald Trump, an intellectual. Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
No, he's not a smart person. He's a very stupid person. He's one of the dumbest people I have ever seen. Ever seen. I cannot believe he is president of the United States. How low are we? I mean, seriously, how low have we sunk? How low is the country? We are down to the bottom of the barrel. But you know what? It turns out that there is no bottom to that barrel. And so we just keep sinking lower and lower and lower. Our discourse is lower and lower and lower. I never would have thought I had to call the president of the United States a fucking moron. But he is. That's what he is. Even I wasn't this harsh on George W. Bush. George W. Bush is an idiot and a war criminal. But now, Donald Trump, he may not be a war criminal yet. Well, you know what? I take that back. Look at all the innocent people that he has bombed in Yemen. All the drone strikes that have targeted families. Innocent people that have been killed via airstrikes and drone strikes thanks to the Trump administration taking the gloves off the military. He is a war criminal. He is a war criminal, and he's a fucking moron, and he's worse than George W. Bush. Now, what did the Democrats do? Oh, the Democrats are rehabilitating George W. Bush. The Democrats are rehabilitating neoconservatives that happen to be anti-Trump. Oh, you think Jeff Flake is a good person? You think John McCain's a good person? Fuck no. Fuck no. That's how far we've fallen. And the Democrats are like, hey, it's not Trump. That's the only card that they have. And it's a shitty deck. Jeez and Lord mercy, man. This country is in a world of problems. And yet, we got a political party in the Democrats and the Republicans. They don't care. The Republicans love it. The Democrats are like, see, Trump bad. Let's go rehabilitate another warmonger. And the media cheers it on. You know why? Because they get ratings. Because they fucking love it. Michelle Wolf was right when she called out the media. She's like, you secretly love Trump. You know why? It's good for your ratings. It's good for your programs. But it's terrible for the country. Leslie Moonves of CBS News said Trump's not good for the country, but goddamn it, he's great for my ratings. That's where we're at as a country. Where we have an idiot like this who can't even answer more than 2 questions in 4 fucking hours. And he's president of the United States. And you know what? If Donald Trump attacks Iran, which is getting more and more likely by the day, you know what the media is going to say? Today's the day he became president. I guarantee that day happens. I'm gonna scream. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. It's fucked up. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.